3, 2, 1, we're live.
What's up, guys? It's Sabrina Carpenter, and I'm here with InStyle.
Adventures in Babysitting premieres on June 24th. Were you a fan of the original 1980s movie before you were cast in the role?
No, I wasn't. No, I was a huge fan. I think, especially because my mom was such a big fan, and I think that really not made me want it more, but I think it was just even more of a special moment when I got it, because it was something that she grew up on, and now I could continue the story.
Is there anything about the remake that you think will surprise fans of the original?
That I think it's got kind of the same classic element that I feel the original did, but with a new twist for this generation, and we do some new things. Instead of the blues singing in the blues. In the original movie, they sing the blues, and in this movie, we rap. So, shows you how much times have changed. But no, I mean, there's a lot of fun things. It's constant adventure. Like, you never stop. You're always on the edge of your seat.
Are there any other memorable moments from the original that we can expect to be remade?
There's a lot of little hints and, throwback lines, like "Don't mess with the babysitter." One of my favorites is when Trey, who's one of the kids, when she says, "Your parents are going to kill me," and he goes, "Well, if they do, I'd give you $10 more. They should give you $10 more an hour." That's one of my favorite lines. And I get to wear the Elizabeth shoe coat, which is super cool. Feels like a boss. It was very fun.
Awesome. What else can you tell us about your character?
My character, Jenny Parker, is kind of as uptight as one can be. She's the perfect babysitter. She's very responsible. She's kind of like the neighborhood's go-to person, and she's got her goals set straight, and if things don't go her way, she doesn't really know quite how to handle that. But throughout the movie, you see that she definitely learns a lot about living on the wild side, and just kind of stepping out of her comfort zone, because safety is the most important thing when it comes to babysitting and keeping the kids safe, and sometimes you have to break the rules to keep them safe.
Did you do ever any babysitting of your own?
No, and I shouldn't. Well, actually, I'm a lot harder on myself than I should be, because the kids in the movie are wonderful. They're angels. I'd babysit them any day. Actually, the director asked me to babysit his kids. I didn't, because I was busy. I'm the #1 babysitter. Call me anytime. No, but it showed me that I should play a babysitter. I shouldn't be one.
Did you behave for your own babysitters when you were younger?
Yes and no. If I was hungry, no. But if I wasn't and I was well fed, I was a very, very nice child. I just used my imagination, played with Barbies. That was pretty easy.
Exciting. This is also the 100th Disney Channel original movie. How does it feel to be a part of such a huge milestone?
Well, I think I was just very lucky in a sense that, we didn't know it was the 100th movie until we were, I think, mid-shooting. And to be a part of that, a part of a group of movies that were so classic and just had such an influence on this generation now is an honor. And I couldn't have asked for a better movie to be a part of and have that be the 100th.
What were some of your own favorite Disney Channel movies?
Oh, the list goes Xenon, Xenon 2, Xenon Z3, the Zequel, Smart House, Pixel Perfect, High School Musical 1, High School Musical 2, Actually, I liked the third one, but not as much as the first two. And then, what else? There's so many. Cadet Kelly? Yes. What else? The list goes on forever. I could literally just watch every single. I've been watching the marathon.
You're also on Girl Meets World, which is an awesome show. And we have a question from an InStyle reader. Which of the Girl Meets World cast members are you closest to? Closest to
every single one, and we're all kind of there when we need each other at the perfect times. There's Ben and Corey on set to make me laugh whenever I need them. Danielle's sort of like the mama bear. Rowan and I like to exercise together recently, which is very interesting. And Amir and Cece and Augie, like we're all just a family, so I think we all kind of give the perfect elements that we need.
And what's it like hanging out with Corey and Topanga in real life?
Ben and Danielle are just family at this point. And like I said, they're just a joy to work with, and they always teach me things, not only about being, well-raised humans, but also in the acting world and on a sitcom. They know so much. They're so humble too.
And we have another question from an InStyle reader. Leah Jefferson wants to know, what inspires your style?
What inspires my style? Every day it's something different. It could be movies that I've seen, people that inspire me. My style is kind of always changing and always growing, which I feel like is good. There's no way to define it, because once you define it, then you're stuck, and that's boring.
Do you follow anyone on Instagram for inspiration?
No, I don't follow anybody. Yeah, no, for inspiration, I don't follow any particular style pages, but I follow some of my idols, and they all have a great sense of fashion in their own unique ways, which I think is really cool. You know, like different music artists that I follow, they've got a very specific style that goes with their sound, which I also think is really cool, because it helps you give a sense of who they are and also their music. So it kind of puts the whole picture together, which is really cool.
Do you have any tricks for taking perfect selfies?
Don't take a not perfect selfie. That's my trick.
How about shopping tips? What are some of your favorite stores?
Shopping tips. That's a great question. Recently, I've just kind of been into, like, I will say there are some really cool, like, little Instagram stores. Like, I know people make clothes and put their own items up for sale online. And those are really neat because you find a lot of stuff that, you know, not a lot of people have. I think the more unique it is, the better. And so vintage, thrift shopping, I'm learning to do all of that.
Are you obsessed with any trends right now?
I'm wearing chokers a lot, so I like that. What else? Jean has been like really a great go-to lately. I'd say those two probably.
How about beauty? Tell us a bit about your beauty routine. Any tricks or tips that you can share?
Tricks or tips? To take care of your skin. I was told that if you go out into the sun without sunscreen, then, well, actually, someone told me this when I was little. They said my face would burn off. I don't think that's going to happen, so don't worry. But they say that the sun is bad for your skin. So just take care of your skin and make sure you wash it a lot and use sunscreen. You shouldn't be asking me.
Do you have a favorite product?
A favorite product? Ooh, for like makeup? I actually just got a product from Milk. It's like eye vinyl, and it's like it gives you like really glossy eyes, which I love that new trend right now. That's really cool.
And we have another question from an InStyle reader. What kind of movies do you want to work in? Are there any particular types of roles you haven't done yet that you'd love to try?
Endless possibilities. I do believe that sort of in this industry, there comes a time when you pick projects, but for the most part, projects pick you. And it's one of those things where every character that I've played so far, I've been lucky to put my own sort of life into that. And there's been so many roles that I've dreamed of, but I guess that's for my story to tell. We'll keep going. We'll see what's next.
How about any hidden talents? Can you share anything that we might not know about you?
I'm a pretty open book, but hidden talents. I can rap the Hamilton soundtrack. I'm not going to do it, but I can. It would take a long time. It's like a 3-hour show.
When's the last time you were starstruck?
When I met Lin-Manuel Hamilton. Yeah, no, I think that was definitely when I was last starstruck. Either that or Beyonce. They were both, because they're just both such brilliant minds and talents, and they're humble, which is sort of just a breath of fresh air.
Where did you get to meet them?
Lin, I got to meet when I went to see Hamilton, and he's just such an inspiration. I look up to him in everything that he does and says, and how humble and gracious he is for everything he's accomplished is beautiful. And the same for Beyonce. I actually met her at the studio I was at one day, and just as beautiful on the inside as she is the outside.
And we have another InStyle reader question. What is your favorite episode of Girl Meets World and why?
Wow. There's been some great episodes. That's a very hard question. I think in season 1, it was 1961. That was kind of a classic favorite for me. But in season 2, we had some really, really great episodes. One of my favorites was Girl Meets the Forgiveness Project, Girl Meets the Bay Window. And in season 3, we've got, just kind of to the next level. So I'm excited for everyone to see those.
Is there a favorite moment from set behind the scenes that you can share?
we never have fun. It's terrible. No, it's endless laughs, and I think that's kind of the greatest part is we're so comfortable with each other at this point, and in the scenes that we get to do very exciting things, it's kind of always fun. But recently I've discovered espresso. So when we were on set, I will have a shot of espresso before our live tapings, and boy, oh boy, does it do wonders for me.
And just to wrap up, have you had any really exciting celebrity fans of your own work that you've gotten to meet?
Oh.
And who have they been?
Oh, well, I've been very lucky. I've had some wonderful encounters with like idols and people that I've looked up to that incredibly and for some reason know who I am, and we were at the exact same place at the exact same time, and it was just one of those moments where it makes you very proud, not only proud, but just kind of inspires you to keep going. So there's definitely been a couple of adult role models, people my age, in the music industry and the acting industry that I've been very lucky to meet. That was almost a word.
Well, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us today, Sabrina.
Thank you so much. In style. Style in. Styling in style. So stylish.